Okay, this next film is called Year One, and you're thinking on paper, this is impossible to screw up. Now, you got Jack Black, one of the most energetic, charismatic, comedic actors to ever come along in my life. And he's just fresh off his turns in both Tropic Thunder and the very underrated Be Kind Rewind. Michael Cera and his underselling, awkward delivery reminds me a lot of the great Rick Moranis at times. And with very funny roles in such films as Juno, Superbad, and more recently Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, this kid is on a roll. And who's writing and directing this film? The one and only Harold Ramis. Yes, the great Harold Ramis, the brilliant mind behind such comedic classics as Meatballs, Caddyshack, Stripes, Back to School, Analyze This, Groundhog Day, Ghostbusters. Ramis is one of the greatest comedic minds to ever come along in the history of Hollywood. So who are you going to team him up with? The new great comedic mind on the block, Judd Apatow. The driving force of such films as 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, Superbad, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Pineapple Express. He is producing this film. How can they screw this up? You'd think it's impossible, right? You would think so, but they managed and delivered the biggest letdown of this or any year. Year One is an uninspired and few and far between comedy that lacks the efforts of all the parties involved, and I mean all the parties involved. I mean, this is just such a letdown. I just wanted to cry after it was over. I don't know what went wrong here. Black and Cera play Zed and O, two disgraced Neanderthals off on a dangerous journey to Sodom. There's not much more to it than that. Along the way, we meet some crazy, quirky, colorful characters, including a high priest played by the usually always funny Oliver Platt, and he does get a few laughs here. We have the object of O's affection, Ima, played by Juno Temple, who seems to have a promising screen presence, albeit not great. Vinnie Jones, Hank Azaria, and Christopher Mintz-Plasse, all of whom I've liked in many other films, are just complete over-the-top caricatures here that I really just add nothing to this fledgling story. And it doesn't help that we have Horatio Sands here as well, because I've never thought he is funny in anything. Another big problem with the film is the cameos. All we're doing is saying, "Oh, hey, that's Paul Rudd. Oh, hey, that's Bill Hader. Ha ha." Then that's about it. It's all we're doing is saying, "Hey, here are these two guys," and these are two actors, Bill Hader and Paul Rudd, who are on a big role in their careers right now, are just red hot, on fire, and they are given nothing, absolutely nothing to work with. And it just, in my opinion, it just kind of hurts them. If you're going to do a cameo, what did I say when I reviewed The Hangover a few weeks ago? Do it right. We didn't just say, "Oh, hey, there's Mike Tyson in The Hangover." He was funny. The scene was funny. It's not funny here. I mean, you see what I'm getting at. It's not that hard of a concept to grasp. This film suffers greatly from its lack of motivation, thinking everyone's talents involved will just carry it through without much effort, but that's just not how it works. Jack Black is perhaps his worst performance since The Never-Ending Story 3. He's really phoning it in. No, he's more like texting it in this film. He's just merely spouting out dialogue at a dull pace. Cera does his best, but I just don't see this advancing his career in any way, shape, or form. I personally don't know how Apatow and Ramis let this fall through their fingers, and these two have been masters at giving their stars the best material. Ramis was a huge reason why Bill Murray was as famous as he was, and Apatow practically helped make Seth Rogen into a star, and he was the driving force behind Paul Rudd's comeback. But here, a concept that looked great on paper, but just didn't on screen. 2 stars out of 5 for Year One. Well, all I can say to Ramis and Apatow is maybe next time. I hope.